Welcome back to Roadside Rescue. I'm Ernest, and on this episode, should have brought my disc golf bag. I'm real close to one of the disc golf courses I like to play at. I didn't realize they live this close. But I probably wouldn't have time anyways. I've got to do some other things after this job today. A couple other jobs, diagnosis, and installing a fuel pump. Well, this is an Audi A4, and got to be doing the motor mounts on it. I think they got them themselves, so I'm just doing the labor on it. It's fine with me. Don't have to worry about warranty or anything like that. Just pay me to install the parts. I made sure I brought my triple square sockets because it's an Audi, and I'm almost there. Hopefully it goes well, or I might not have time to do all 3 jobs today. All right, here's the Audi. The hood strut is literally just like pulling the hood closed, so first things first, I'm gonna take that hood strut off. There's the motor mount. It had a plug on it. Looks like this one does too. Because they're not electronic, but he was telling me he was worried because it had a plug. I said, I think some motor mounts have sensors. And I can recall doing 1 or 2 a year or 2 ago. And yeah, I think that's just the case here. Just a sensor. Anyways, I think these come out through the wheel well, and I'm gonna have to jack the motor up, so I'm gonna put the car on jack stands first and take off the tires. Okay, apparently the hood's just 100 pounds. I'm just kidding, it's like 50 pounds, because this isn't really pulling it closed. So that was unnecessary. Let's get started. All right, I've got it up. Time to take the wheel off. Just making sure that sounded like it had a little bit of trouble coming out, making sure that wasn't cross-threaded or something. And the motor mount should be right behind it. I'll show you when I get into it. I'm pretty sure this just looks more complicated than it is. Here's the motor mount. 3 bolts, they're all accessible from right here. But when you look at it, here's the 3 bolts. There, there. Didn't mean to do that, but that works in there. And then you've got this little heat shield right here. That acts as a nut for that longer bolt to hold on to. And then these 2, good thing I brought my triple squares. These 2 little bolts right here. I don't think I'll have to do anything to the motor bracket. Just get a jack under there with a block of wood. And then I think both will come out through this space with a little bit of moving some wires and stuff around. So, looks like it's stuck in there, but I think there's enough room. It's on the other side. The rat says. Yo. Tight fit. Those are good sockets. Duralast ones. Both the ones I put on are tight fit. Let me these two. I already got the motor jacked up a little. Try not to bust my knuckles. Alright, and then the one's under there. Here's the other one that's really tight fit. I cannot wiggle it left or right at all. Just pulling it out, it's tight. Okay, these are nice sockets. These are our last ones. They hadn't even sold triple squares up until this last year or so. They're good. Okay, I had to jack up the motor like a full pump, 2 half pumps. And then that's enough room for, here's that bracket. You know what that is? The Rivian charger. This guy's got a Rivian. It goes like 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, I think. Wild fast. Okay, so here's that bracket that works as the nuts to hold the back of this bolt. And there you can see the mount drop out when I pulled those. That might be about it on this side. It's not too bad. Okay, I didn't have to pop it all the way out of the bracket. I just had to loosen it up and push it up like that. And the motor mount slid right out. And this is held in about one of those. So all I had to do was just push on it, pop it out, and then I could get to the connector, squeeze it loose. Still nice and bendy. If not though, get a pick up there if you can't do it by hand. Or a good pair of hose clipping pliers. Alright, this side was just as hard as the other side, if not a little harder because of this connector on the AC compressor. It was a bit tighter of a space to get that out of, but that's the new one in. Everything's tightened up. Oh, went just like the other side again with just a little bit less space with that connector, and you gotta be careful not to break it. But I thought that was gonna be it because they just said motor mounts, and maybe I had just given them the quote for transmission mount too, because I was like, yeah, sometimes they go together. And they said, yeah, let's just do motor mounts. Then I got here and they said, yeah, I actually have the transmission mount, so might as well just do all 3. And that's back there. So that's my only other surprise, is making a little bit more money doing the transmission mount too. Let's get to it. Nothing else, I think. All right, I just got that out. I was kind of worried that it was going to be complicated, but I've just got to get this bracket off now so I can get the nut off the top of that mount. That mount, they were right. The guy that looked at it before, he said, he ended up talking to him afterwards like, yo, do I really need all that? And he said the transmission mount was probably fine. Then when I gave him the quote, that was like $1,000 cheaper, or more, probably like $1,500 cheaper. He was like, yeah, let's just do the transmission mount too. So apparently they gave him a crazy price, saving him like $1,500. So I just took a little bit of time putting that transmission mount in. Like I said, all I knew was I was gonna come do those motor mounts, but it ended up I was just gonna stay a little bit longer, make a little bit more money. But as for doing those other 2 jobs today, I'm not gonna have time to do both, so I'm gonna do one of them tomorrow. It wasn't that big of a rush. The other one that's more of a big of a rush, I'm gonna go and do that one right after this. Let me know what you think. Should I have charged the customer more, or should I have saved him $1,500? Yeah, I've never really charged somebody right under somebody else's quote. But in this case, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I should have charged a little bit more. And maybe I can just keep charging it for as cheap as possible and help people save money. What do you think? Make sure you're subscribed if you like this video. I'll catch you on the next episode. Come back for more. That's a job well done.